special? You know how many times you kissed me that day? George, today I've taken a decision. I was a tomato, Georgia. It wasn't logical.
You were a tomato.
Yes.
But a tomato doesn't have logic.
That's what I said.
A tomato can't move.
If a tomato can't move, how can a tomato sit down? Seriously? How can it sit down? I was a stand-up tomatoes, are juicy, sexy beefsteak tomatoes.
He was with me just for sex. He cheated on me. Yeah, I found out he was cheating on me. So we broke out and I moved out from where I was.
According to the on-duty nurse, Jean is concerned that the hospital had allowed Kerry and Julie Kasem to see Casey the previous day without consulting her first.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Diptii Shah and welcome to my show, Artistry. Today I have with me the very beautiful and the very talented Italian actress and model currently based in Hong Kong, Miss Stella Garimberti. Hello, Stella, and welcome to my show.
Hi, Diptii. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Stella, first of all, please tell us, how was it growing up in Italy?
Oh, good question. It was really tough for me. I'm always talking in a personal way based on my experience. I grew up in a small city in the province of Modena in the north of Italy. And both of my parents are deaf, so they can't hear. And that allowed me to explore and see two different worlds, let's say in this way. And there's a positive things and negative things at the same way, because the positive things is like you see the world in another way, you know, like from people that can hear. So you become more sensitive and more caring about them. You learn Italian sign language, that is the way they talk. I spend a lot of time with deaf people, and I'm really grateful for that. But on the other hand, it's very, for me, it was very traumatic and sad, because outside the house, it was always a war. I was basically mocked at. I was being judged for a long time. For a while, some people not even calling me Stella, but they were calling me like the daughter of the deaf. And you know, when you're kids, you don't understand, you don't realize something. So for me, it was always a challenge, always something to fight for, to establish. So, you know, when you're kids, you don't understand something. So I became very aggressive, very full of anger. I lost my self-esteem and my self-confidence. My task was protecting my parents. So I was always with the ears there, whoever talks about my parents, whoever talks to me. So it became really exhausting. So at a certain point, I even start asking myself, what did I do wrong in the world? Because it's very like fighting all the time, is that it takes you to some path that you don't realize. So you start even play the victim all the time. The victim all the time. You think like, so something is wrong with me. So at a certain point, I even start blaming my parents, because it was like, it's not my fault if I'm all the time being mocked at and everything like that. But then you grow up, you realize many things, you understand instead how lucky you are, because when people growing find something interesting in what I do, like sign language. Like I remember when I was a kid, everyone was staring at me and I was like, oh my God, I don't want to use the sign language anymore. I didn't want to do anything. Instead, now when I do, people are interested, asking me, hey, how you doing? Can you teach me? So you understand that actually you are kind of a blessed, and it's really nice, because I always thought it's not the beginning, it's not the end, but it's the journey that makes you who you are. And I always thought, oh my God, it's because of this, I'm like that. I always find excuses. And I think it's something that people shouldn't do. Like, okay, I had a bad childhood, but it doesn't mean I have to be bad or keep playing the role of the victim. So I just took my life on and tried to improve what I didn't like about myself. I really looked inside myself and tried to get a better person, let's say. Yeah.
I am sorry that you had to go through that experience, but looking at you today and knowing you, Stella, I mean, you're a person of such positivity and so much optimism and so much hard work. I mean, it is difficult that anyone can know that, you had to face such challenges in life. So when did acting and modeling begin?
I started modeling at 17 years old, yes, but I always loved fashion and acting since I was a kid. It was something that I was always attracted in the TV when I was seeing a catwalk, or I was watching a lot of movie. And as I said, in my childhood, it was really tough. So I was basically hiding myself in the house, talking with the TV. And my mom was like, why are you talking to the TV? And instead I was more talking like with the actor in the TV, like interacting. So because I lost my self-esteem and I thought I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't good enough, and everything, I decided to start modeling as a challenge, but mainly because I wanted to show people that I was able to do something and I wasn't that bad. It was more to show them there's something for myself, because I always been full of fears to being judged. I didn't want to give to people all the time a chance to judge me. But I thought maybe if I start modeling, and I always thought that models are so pretty, like maybe people would change their opinion about me. And so I start being a model when I was 17. I joined an agency in London that they sent me to Milan to be trained as a model. In the meantime, I wanted to act as well, but I always had the fear, like, to being judged and everything. But what happened, what made change my mind, is because when I was 20, my grandma passed away. So I went through a really tough depression period of my life. And when you go down, 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 and you think, okay, hold on. Or I start going up, or I don't know where I can reach. So at a certain point, I just stop and try to listen to myself and say, what can make me feel better, find something. I didn't want to do stay home and do nothing and just thinking. So I listened to myself, inside myself. I thought, okay, I always loved acting, so I was like, okay, maybe I can try this time. So I start Google it, I start asking infos from people, and I found finally a theater company in my city where I start taking I was taking an acting lesson, and every time the acting classes were ending, we were doing shows, and I started also meeting people with the same passion, and it always started for showing to people. But then I realized that the first time, this is a little bit funny, the first time on stage, my teacher were giving me the role of the prostitute. And I was like, what? I mean, the first time on stage, and I have to play a role that for sure people will judge me, and I don't want that. So he pushed me hard, and really, he believed in me, and I felt like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do it. and see how it goes. But if there's too much judgment, I want to stop, because you're tired after a while of all these judgments on you. So the first time on stage, it was so funny. I went there, I played my role, and from the audience, they were my dad. There was like, cover yourself during my performance. And I was like, I'm performing, leave me alone. And it was so funny. And actually, when I finished my performance, I was so scared of judgment, but instead, what makes me click, people who I didn't even know about it, they came to me and said, oh, well done, you were amazing on stage. And that made me feel like alive again, like, whoa, no judgment for the first time. So I was like I felt full of love outside the family. And I was like, okay. And I realized that keep doing that, keep acting, keep performing. It saved my life, because I felt like, okay, there's something good out there. And it made me feel like, okay, when I'm there, no one can judge me. It's part of the character. So out of the judgment, close your mind, outside, and be focused on what you're doing. So it's basically, saved my life. And now I can't stay without. If not, I feel like there's something missing there. Yeah. So
what a powerful thing to do, taking a negative situation in life, and converting into something so positive. So you found acting, which is actually a way to release your emotions, to do that self-expression and to get away from everything else for that time when you are in the character.
Yeah, true.
Awesome, Stella. So Stella, once you started acting and modeling, what happened next?
I realized that actually acting is what I wanted to pursue. So my main thing, I had to stop acting for a while for work, because I was working as a waitress at night, and I realized that it made me feel sad. And I thought, like, no, this is not what I want for me in the future. So I was always trying to get a better life for myself. So I decided all of a sudden to pack my luggage, and I moved to London. And even in that case, I've been judged for, because people from my city, friends and everyone started telling me, don't you think it's not nice going there at this, like so late, you start acting so late, and you're gonna abandon your parents? And I'm like, I'm not abandoning anyone. I'm just finally find something that makes me happy, and I just want to pursue my own life. I'm not abandoning anyone. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just doing what is the best for me. So I just moved to London to pursue my dreams that were actually fashion and acting.
So was it an easy ride, Stella? How was London for you?
No, nothing is easy, especially when you move from one country to another that speak two different languages. When I moved to London, for me, it was a little bit tough, because my English was really, really bad. So I was still full of fears and everything. So for me, in the beginning, it was even difficult to talk to people, because I couldn't understand the accent. So I moved there with the willing to follow my dreams, but I had the wrong attitude. I was like aggressive with people, say, hey, I don't understand, can you repeat, and I was like, no, in this way is not working. So I had to work on myself again, and try to open up, try to listen more to people, try to force myself to make myself in the other person's shoes and say, okay, sorry, I love your language, but I don't understand, can you repeat? So the first challenge was the language. And the second of all, it was basically, I wanted to be an actress, but if you don't speak English, you can't actually act. So what I did, I started to work as a waitress. And in the meantime, I was taking English classes, and I was improving my acting skill, the same like watching a lot of movie in English. Then I thought to join a modeling agency, and all of a sudden I started getting very busy with modeling. So I got confident, and I got a little bit more self-esteem. So I was like, okay, I can do it. I can do it. So I just get rid of all the trash mind issues in my mind. And I was like, okay, now work hard. So I was working as a model to make money and train myself as a actress. I managed to join some courses at Lambda, Met Film School. And then I start doing auditions. I start to work on short movies. I made up my show reels. And from them, I managed to get an acting agent. And I did a lot of sacrifice. Now I make it so easy. But I remember there was a period of time that I didn't even have money to eat, because I didn't want to ask money to my parents, and I wanted to focus on acting. I was very in there. So it was very, very challenged. Also because I always had the inside me, they think like, okay, if I don't speak proper English, they're going to judge me. There's always the little voices in my mind. But I try to say, no, Stella, don't listen. Go there. You can make it. You can do it.
So how did you come to Hong Kong from London?
I got an opportunity for working here as a model. Basically, my agency in London was in partnership with the one that now sponsored my visa here in Hong Kong. And they told me, Sarah, what do you think about going to Hong Kong? And I was like, I don't even know where's Hong Kong. Oh my God, I was so ignorant at the time. I was like, where's Hong Kong? And then I was like, okay, not bad. You know, it's in Asia. My plan was never to come to Asia. It was always to go to US, to Los Angeles, to try to take my acting career to the next level. So I was like, okay, never been in Asia, let's try. So I did the casting as a model, and I've been selected to come here. And I was like, okay, why not? So my contract in the beginning was 1 year, but I was allowed to break the contract if I didn't like it. So I came here. Actually, I really enjoyed the Hong Kong lifestyle and everything. It made me feel happy. So I always try to take a risk and take and choose something that makes me happy. So I was like, okay, I can stay longer. And then I stayed 2 years. 2 years ago, I wanted to leave to go back to London, but then the COVID hit. But the thing is, like, I came here just with a modeling contract, but then I wanted to act as well. So I started to get information. I started to join classes here as well. I start meeting actors with the same passion as mine. So yes, the main reason I came here is for work, but then I try to make everything work around that.
So now coming to acting, first of all, let me congratulate you for your latest movie, The
Oh.
Girl in the Black Coat. Now, this short film has already won 10 awards, with 4 awards, especially for you, the Best Actress in the Lead Role. Tell us about the movie and how did it make you feel?
Well, how it makes me feel, I would say amazing, because I never received a proper, I never been recognized for my acting skill. And when I got to know it, I was like, what? I won an award? Are you for real? When the director told me, I was like, okay. So I start calling everyone. I was really, it was incredible. I was super excited. And it's a kind of paid off, you know, like you work hard for many years, you sacrifice a lot, you always fighting, because you know everyone has up and down in ups and downs in their lives. So I was like, oh wow. Also the awards arrived in a period of time that I wasn't sure to keep going acting. So I was really emotional in the moment. And I'm glad, because in this short movie I work with amazing actors, but they also my friends. So there was a chemistry. It was they make the job of acting easier, because you actually are in the character. Everyone worked hard. So even if we won a lot of awards, not only best actress, we won best supporting actress, best editing, best sound design, best director, best short, thriller short. So even if it's something as a best actress, I feel like I won it with the team, you know, because it's something that we couldn't win if it was for all of us, you know. So I'm really excited, and I have to say that that pushed me even harder. Say like, okay, I'm not giving up. I'm keep going, you know, like I want to do it. Maybe for some people would be like, oh, our film festival that no one knows. I don't care. I'll do it for myself. It's good for myself and my self-esteem and my way to create the character. It was really tough for me, because this character, Jordan, has really a variety of emotion, really a huge range of emotion. And I think you saw the short as well. And so I went to crying, to laughing, and for 2 weeks I was so in the character that I becoming so moody. And I was like, I really love it. And this is what I think I can do best.
Yes, absolutely. Your movie was fantastic and it was a proper thriller. Like till the end, I couldn't make out what was happening and who was the killer and everything.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Miss Jordan. I'm Detective Collins from the DPD. Do you know Mr. Neil Harris?
Yes, of course. He's my best friend husband.
Unfortunately, Mr. Neil Harris was found dead on the pier this morning.
I just want to know what kind of monster would do this to him.
Then maybe you should go and find out.
On a lighter note, Stella, a lot of girls dream of becoming a model one day. You are a full-time model. You've been for a very long time now. What are your top 3 tips if you want to become a model?
Okay, it's very personal, but I think if you want to be a model, you have to shut everyone else out, not in a bad way, but don't listen to judgment. Don't listen to I mean, if they're constructive critics, it's fine. But someone telling you, you're too skinny, you're too fat, you're too ugly, you're too pretty. No, don't listen to that kind of things, because it's gonna just ruin your self-esteem and yourself. So don't listen to that. Of course, if you want to get better, do some modeling courses or wherever, but don't take personal judgments. This is my first tips. Second of all, is like be sure that you're gonna do it for yourself because you like it, not because you want to show people that you're pretty, not pretty, that you can do it, not can do it. Because it's something that you don't really like, then it's happened that with the time you're not happy anymore, because even yourself get tired to showing people that you are able to do that. It's really an effort that you push yourself on something that is you can avoid because it's useless. So yeah, do something if you really like it and try. And then if you don't like it, just give up, but at least try. And the other tips I would say is like have fun, because I think when you love your job, it's the best thing that you can spend. When I act and I'm on set 10 hours or I'm on photo shoot 10 hours, I love it because I'm having fun also. It's a job, but it's also a passion that it comes from inside, you know? So this is my 3 tips I would say to someone that want to start to be a model.
What are your tips for becoming an actress?
If you want to become an actress, it's more or less like a fashion. But I think as an actress, you need to work on your ownership, on your confidence, and get rid of all the trash mind issues. Because I always, since I was a child, I was always aiming to perfection. I need to be perfect, to not get any judgment, to not get anything wrong. But I realized that growing up, perfection doesn't exist. So be confident. If you know your character is like that, just go for it. Maybe it doesn't work, but at least be confident. So I think the ownership, the confidence, also the self-esteem, and be the awareness of the character and in general is what makes you work the best in acting. And also don't do it for money because it doesn't pay a lot of money. So do it because you want to do it, and because you are passionate about. And also, I think another advice is like surround yourself by positive actors, positive people that always want to grow up, always want to get better, where you can learn from something from them. And don't be surrounded by people that complain every day, that from people that say, oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, you know, I was like that. So this is why I feel like I can give this advice, because I was like, you see, I didn't do it because of that. Oh, you see, I couldn't make it because of that. No, don't find excuses. If you really want it, go for it. I think everyone can be successful. It's just in here. And I always say in the heart.
Can you take us through your daily routine? How are you always ready to shoot?
I'm getting better on that. Okay, lately I'm doing a lot of yoga because I realized that our industry, like a fashion acting, is always, as I said, a roller coaster. So I think meditation and yoga is really important for your soul, for your body, for your mind, but also for what I do mainly in Hong Kong is working as a fitting model. It's very tough because you need to maintain your measurements all the time. So you need to also be careful of what you're eating, what you need to do sports. So I think all of these things are very important, but you need to really take care of your tools, like even as an actress, your voice. So train your voice every day. Don't train your body to keep it always ready. You know, even modeling, sometimes they ask you to pose in a certain way. And when I started my career, they wanted me to shoot editorial. That you need to, sometimes the poses are not comfortable at all. So when you always train, always feeling very comfortable with your body, your soul, your mind, your voice, I think this is the key to get ready, to be ready all the time when they call you.
So Stella, what can we expect from you in the future? Which movie is coming up and where do we go and watch it?
Who knows? Surprise.
Right.
No, I have a few projects in my mind, but I don't want to talk about it now because it's still everything not settled yet. But I hope you will see me soon in the next movie.
So here's wishing you lots and lots of success and lots of happiness. Thank you so much, Stella, for being on my show. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you, Diptii, for having me. And I'm so happy to be here with you.
Thank you.